Exactly 20 years ago, in April 1999, the National Security Council Secretariat and the National Security Council came into being, just 2 months before the Kargil conflict between India and Pakistan broke out. In the 2 decades since then, the national security architecture has gradually evolved to bring in more elements of the government and all of government approach to national security, so that all departments, relevant ministries are also part of the decision making as far as the National Security Council and the National Security Council Secretariat functioning is concerned. How does it look now, 20 years later, is what we are going to look today and discuss. As we see it, the Prime Minister, of course, continues to be at the apex of the National Security Council architecture. The Cabinet Committee on Security, which comprises the Home Minister, the Defence Minister, the Finance Minister and the Minister of External Affairs, continue to be members of the Cabinet Committee on Security as well as the National Security Council. In addition to all these four, there is the National Security Advisor, who is a member of the NSC. In addition to his duties as the National Security Advisor, the NSA is also now, in the revamped security architecture, is the chairman of the Strategic Policy Group. This was an anomaly for nearly 20 years. The Cabinet Secretary used to chair this group, which was thought to be something which was not in tune with what is the requirement of this group. So therefore now the NSA has been made the chairman. The Cabinet Secretary remains a member and is a member secretary of the group, which comprises 3 service chiefs, Secretary of Defence, Secretary of Home, Foreign Secretary, and there are several other people, including the RBI Governor and the Secretary of Revenue from the Finance Ministry, remain the members of the Strategic Policy Group. The other new element in the national security architecture is the addition of 3 deputy NSAs. Earlier there used to be 1 deputy NSA till about 2018. But now you have under the National Security Advisor, there are 3 deputy NSAs who are given a very focused task to carry out. For instance, the Deputy NSA Internal Affairs, currently Mr. R.N. Ravi, a former IB official, he has these key tasks: policy planning, counter-terrorism, border areas infrastructure and many others. In fact, he has perhaps the largest mandate as far as the 3 deputy NSAs are concerned. The next deputy NSA is called Deputy NSA Strategic Affairs. Currently, former diplomat Pankaj Saran is the Strategic Affairs Deputy NSA, who looks after international affairs as well as maritime issues in India's context. The third deputy NSA is Mr. Rajinder Khanna, a former chief of the RNAW, the external spy agency that India has. He looks after technology and intelligence, and under him come the key tasks of cyber security, the space affairs and future technologies in the civil domain. So the post of the military advisor, which was revived in 2018, is also another key element in the new arrangement that has come now. Lieutenant General V.G. Khandare, former DG DIA, is now the military advisor, and he's got these key tasks that he has to perform under the National Security Advisor. There is, of course, 2 other bodies that we have not shown here. One is the National Security Advisory Board, which comprises 10 members, headed by former diplomat P.S. Raghavan, who was India's ambassador to Russia in his final appointment. And there is the National Cyber Security Coordinator, who also works under the NSA and of course under the Deputy NSA Tech and Int, Mr. Rajinder Khanna. The other group which one needs to talk about is the DPC, the Defence Planning Committee under the NSA, which looks after how the military should function and how military should acquire the future technology, which the military advisor also liaises with the 3 service headquarters. So overall, the picture that emerges here 20 years later, when this National Security Council came into being, is that there is a huge expansion of this architecture. We don't know whether commensurate with that expansion, the staff has been enhanced in the new arrangement, but I think with enhanced budget, which is out in public domain, we think that more staff has been hired both from the government, from within the government and from the private sector. This is what one learns about the new arrangement that is put in place now under the current Modi government. Where does it go from here? We will have to talk to different experts, and we plan to speak to different experts who have been part of the system, part of the initial years of the National Security Council, and we will bring to you more details of how this functions and how this should look at the comprehensive national power that India needs to put in place and work on in coming years. But suffice it to say that 20 years after this new arrangement had started, the National Security Council and the national security architecture is now looking much more comprehensive than before. I am Nitin Gokhale.